In this video, we share 6 super delicious Maki Sushi. You don't need any special tool like bamboo rolling mat. This method makes it overwhelmingly easy to make delicious sushi rolls with familiar ingredients. First of all, I'm gonna share smoked salmon and avocado roll. We will start with how to make sushi rice, which is an essential ingredient for Maki Sushi. This is after washing 150 grams of rice. This amount is enough to make approximately 2 sushi rolls. Once filled with water to the 1 cup line, then remove 2 tablespoons of water. The reason for reducing the water is to reduce the liquid content of the seasonings that are added later. Make a vinegar mixture to mix with rice. Please use rice vinegar here. Add sugar and salt. Microwave for 50 seconds to thoroughly dissolve salt and sugar. Be careful, it's hot. Mix cooked rice with vinegar. Immediately mix with a rice spatula to distribute the vinegar throughout. If you do not reduce the water a little before cooking rice, as I first showed you, the rice will be soggy when mixed with the vinegar. If steam comes out of the rice, it's too hot to make sushi, so cool the rice until it reaches body temperature. Next, slice the avocado. Avocado should be cut 2 ways. One version is to cut it as thin as possible, and the other is to cut it thicker. I cut the avocado very carefully because I don't usually cut avocados quite this thin. I think the thick version is just about right for this. Cucumber is easy. Make it into sticks like this. Are your cucumbers not this thin like the Japanese ones? Even if it's thick, cut it as thin as this and prepare it. You can have lettuce or not, but I bought this one, which was the cheapest at the grocery store. Japanese lettuce is expensive these days. This first recipe is especially easy because it doesn't use fire. Prepare nori seaweed for Maki Sushi. I put a piece of plastic wrap underneath to make it easier to roll later. Spread a thin layer of the rice you just made. I'm always confused too, but I think either spreading the rice over the entire nori or leaving this much space is fine. Turn this over carefully. Ingredients are put on top here. Lettuce, avocado, cucumber, and imitation crab meat. You can also put mayonnaise on it here. I like to pour that on it when I eat it. Roll it up. You can roll it up while holding the ingredients down a little. Put the sushi roll back in the middle. And prepare smoked salmon. Of course, any salmon can be used as long as it's for raw consumption. This one is from Norway, by the way. Place the salmon and the avocado sliced earlier alternately on top of the sushi rolls. What a beautiful contrast between these two colors. Wrap the sushi in plastic wrap again so as not to break these two toppings. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. And when the shape is stable, cut it. It would be even better if you could make a piece like this with both salmon and avocado on it. This combination must be delicious, right? I think it would be great with some cream cheese inside. Next, I will introduce the standard and easiest sushi roll. First, let's make rolled omelette. Add sugar or a pinch of salt as you like. Adding dashi powder is also good. You can also just lightly mix it, but today I tried to mix it thoroughly so that the cross section would be a nice yellow color. Oil the pan. And pour the egg mixture in about 3 batches. It's a bit difficult, but we want to make a longer and thinner omelette than usual, so we will roll it in the vertical direction. If you have this square fry pan, it's very convenient. But if you don't have it and frying eggs in this shape is too much trouble, you can easily make scrambled eggs. There's a link to the fry pan in the description if you are interested. Cut the cucumber into sticks in the same way as the first sushi roll. I'm wondering how thick I should make the eggs. Since there are only 3 ingredients today, thicker eggs are not a problem. The thicker they are, the tastier they are. And I'll go with this much. Spread a thin layer of rice on top of the nori. This time it's a standard version without turning over. Put cucumber, egg, and imitation crab meat. Wrap carefully so that the plastic wrap does not get caught inside. Leave it like this for 10 minutes. Let's cut it. Serve with soy sauce. As long as the egg is cooked, it's ready in a snap. It's super easy, yet the sushi is very satisfying. Next one is egg and salmon refreshing sushi roll. As the name suggests, key to this sushi roll is 2 refreshing materials, so check it out. First, let's make very thin omelette. Maybe it's not called omelette. Anyway, in a pan or fry pan, spread a thin layer of beaten egg and cook it. It's so thin that it can be cooked in a few seconds. Turn off the heat and wait for it to cool. Fry the salmon as well. This is already salted salmon, so sprinkle some salt on yours. Next, shred shiso leaves. This is the first refreshing material. It's a perfect match for salmon. Wash, drain well, and cut into thin stripes. Turn the salmon over. Now that the egg has cooled, we'll shred it as well. For some reason, I shredded it this time, but scrambled eggs are perfectly fine. Next, cut cucumber into thin slices using a peeler. If you have thick cucumbers, cut it using a peeler, then further cut them in half lengthwise with a knife. It's best to wrap it in a paper towel because it's very moist. Now that the salmon is cooked, remove the skin and bones. Salmon fillet sold in Japan can have a lot of bones, so it's a little tough. Make it salmon flakes. Put about half the amount of sushi rice mentioned at the beginning of this video in a bowl. Add salmon flake, shiso leaves, and egg. Mix well. I forgot adding white sesame seeds. It's delicious eaten as is. We make it even tastier. You can simply wrap it in seaweed, but today I'm sharing a little special version. Arrange the thinly sliced cucumbers on the plastic wrap like this. Place it so that it's just as large as the seaweed. Add cucumbers horizontally, weaving them into a lattice pattern. I took on this challenge this time to see if I could make it look nicer. If you want to make it easier, you can drain the water out of the cucumbers and just mix them into the rice in small pieces. This cucumber is the second refreshing material. This crunchy cucumber and fragrant shiso match with the salmon mixed with the sushi rice, and it's really delicious. Place nori on top of cucumber and put mixed rice. Since the ingredients are not placed inside and rolled, a little more rice is fine. Roll it up. The cucumber and nori wrap around the rice. Let it stabilize its shape for a while before cutting it. It looks beautiful and the thinly sliced cucumbers are very tasty on the tongue. Next one is sushi rolled in egg, a very unique sushi roll with a bright yellow color. First, let's boil the komatsuna. Put a little salt in boiling water. Just like spinach, it can be cooked after 1 minute. You can substitute spinach or other leafy greens. Drain off the hot water and remove the water thoroughly with paper towel. The most important part of this sushi roll, the egg is cooked. Add sugar or a pinch of salt as you like. Especially this time, it will look better if you mix the whites and yolks well. Then prepare a large fry pan so that you can make an egg sheet as large as the nori seaweed. Spread the eggs firmly and evenly. As before, wait a little until it cools down. Here are two slightly different Japanese ingredients to roll up inside sushi. One is sakura denbu. It's fluffy flaked fish and made by seasoning white fish such as sea bream with sweet seasoning. The texture is very fluffy. The color of this brightly colored product is achieved with food coloring, and the name sakura cherry blossom was derived from this color. The other is gobo burdock pickles. I had this in a sushi roll I used to eat and happened to find it in the store, so I bought it. It looked like it will taste very nostalgic. When the egg has cooled, place the nori on top and cut it into pieces the same size as the nori. Transfer these two pieces onto a piece of plastic wrap. Spread the sushi rice. Place boiled komatsuna, Japanese mustard spinach. Cut into bite-sized pieces when eating so you can put the leafy greens on top as they are. Put gobo pickles and fluffy flaked fish. Pickled burdock is quite rare in Japan, but this sakura denbu flaked fish is often seen in sushi rolls. It has a rather sweet flavor, so it's not to everyone's taste, but it's surprisingly tasty when used in sushi rolls. Roll it up. The egg is not completely attached to the nori, so it must be left for a while with the end of the roll down. This will make it harder for the egg to peel off. There are many ingredients that go well with eggs, so please try making this egg-wrapped sushi roll with your favorite ingredients. It's also a good idea to roll the rice with just an egg without nori. Next one is tuna salad sushi roll. Drain the oil from canned tuna as you like. Mix it with wasabi paste, mayonnaise, and soy sauce. Wasabi and soy sauce are optional, but since I was putting them in sushi today, I thought they would go well with it. You can just put salt and pepper instead. And by all means, use Japanese mayonnaise. I added a little more mayonnaise and soy sauce. As the name suggests, it's a salad, so it can be made quickly and easily without using fire. After spreading the rice on the nori seaweed, sprinkle with white sesame seeds. Of course, you can also make it with the nori on the outside without sesame. Sesame goes great with rice and is very flavorful and does not interfere with any ingredients. Turn over the nori, being careful not to tear it. Place lettuce, cucumber, ham, and tuna mayonnaise you just made. Roll it up. I think it's good to try different kinds of sushi made in this style with sesame seeds, changing the contents. My husband loves mayonnaise, so he ate this with more mayonnaise and soy sauce. The last one is fried prawn sushi roll. What is this colorful stuff on the surface? You will know soon enough, so look forward to it. First of all, remove the shells from frozen prawn and divine the prawn. By the way, is this called shrimp or prawn in English? I have always wondered. I'm not sure what the difference is. Is it different from country to country? Anyway, as usual, cut off a little of the prawn's tail and remove dirt and any moisture. Make several slits in the belly with a knife. Straighten the meat by pressing it against the cutting board. Since it's an ingredient for sushi rolls this time, it needs to be specially straightened out. Finally, remove water well with paper towel once again. It's easier to get the panko on the prawn if you use butter, so we'll make it. Put flour, beaten egg, and water. I always challenge myself to make just the right amount because I don't want to make too much butter and have to dispose of it. Sometimes it's not enough, and I have to add it, feeling very annoyed. But how about today? Coat prawn in flour before dipping in butter. Dip generously in the butter and then in the panko. There were only 4 prawns, so the amount of butter was perfect. Fry them in oil. You're getting more and more bent out of shape against the plan. I managed to get the 2 in the back straight, so I'll employ these 2 in the sushi rolls. Fry for 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and when golden brown like this, it's done. Spread a thin layer of rice on top of the nori. This time, the ingredients are simple, but before putting on the ingredients, certain toppings are added. This is bubu arare, tiny rice crackers. I bought it online with the idea of using it to arrange my bento dishes in a pretty way. I'm so glad I can use it for sushi rolls too. Spread over the entire rice as much as you like. Turn it over. Put lettuce and fried prawn. Pour a little tonkatsu sauce as you like. Roll it up. Adding mayonnaise should be good too. Leave it like this for a while. Fried shrimp sushi is really good, and it's also delicious when made with tempura. I think I'll use these rice crackers instead of panko to make fries next time. I hope you all enjoy Maki Sushi with your favorite ingredients.